Learnly English Podcast.
Hello, amazing English learners. Welcome back to Learnly English Podcast Easy. I'm Jack, and I am so excited you're here today because we're going to talk about something that could completely change your English learning journey. Have you ever felt like you've been studying English forever, but you're still not where you want to be? Maybe you know a lot of grammar rules. You've memorized hundreds of vocabulary words, but when it comes to actually speaking or understanding native speakers, it still feels difficult? Don't worry, you're definitely not alone. I get messages from learners all the time saying things like, I've been studying for 3 years, but I still can't have a natural conversation, or I understand English when I read, but movies and podcasts are still too fast for me. Here's the good news. There are some simple things you can start doing today that will speed up your learning dramatically. And I'm not talking about studying more hours or buying expensive courses. I'm talking about smart strategies that work with your brain, not against it. So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's dive into the methods that will help you break through to the next level. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Listening is actually the secret superpower of language learning. And I don't mean sitting down for formal listening practice once a week. I mean making English a part of your everyday life. Here's what I want you to do. Choose something you genuinely enjoy in English. Maybe it's a podcast about cooking, a YouTube channel about your hobby, or even just listening to English music while you exercise. Let me tell you about Maria from Brazil. She told me she used to force herself to listen to BBC News every day because she thought it would improve her English. But she was bored, and after 2 months, she gave up. Then she discovered a podcast about true crime, something she was already passionate about in Portuguese. Suddenly, she was listening for 30 to 40 minutes every day without even thinking about it as study time. Within 6 months, her listening comprehension improved dramatically because she was actually engaged and enjoying herself. Why does this work? When you enjoy what you're listening to, your brain stays focused longer. You start picking up natural rhythm, pronunciation, and common phrases without trying. It's like learning through osmosis. The key is consistency. 15 minutes of daily listening beats 3 hours once a week, every time. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful techniques I know, shadowing. Don't worry, it sounds more complicated than it is. Shadowing simply means listening to English and repeating what you hear at the same time, like an echo. You're literally following the speaker's words like a shadow. Here's how to do it. Find a video or audio where someone speaks clearly. Maybe a TED Talk, or even a scene from your favorite TV show. Play it and try to repeat everything you hear, even if you don't understand every word. Focus on copying the rhythm, the intonation, the way words connect together. My student Carlos from Mexico was really frustrated because people always asked him to repeat himself. His grammar was perfect, his vocabulary was great, but his pronunciation made him hard to understand. I introduced him to shadowing using interviews with his favorite soccer players. Every morning for just 10 minutes, he would shadow these interviews. After about a month, his wife noticed a difference before he did. She said, "Carlos, your English sounds so much more natural now. Why is shadowing so effective? It trains your mouth muscles to move like a native speaker. It's like going to the gym, but for your pronunciation. You're not just learning how English should sound. You're training your body to produce those sounds naturally." Start with just 5 to 10 minutes a day. Choose content that's not too fast and not too difficult. You can even use the same piece of content for a whole week. Repetition is your friend here. Here's a mindset shift that will change everything. Stop thinking about English learning as something separate from your life. Instead, bring English into your life. What I mean is this: if you love cooking, follow English cooking channels on YouTube. If you're into fitness, find English workout videos. If you're learning guitar, watch guitar tutorials in English. My friend Anna from Colombia is a graphic designer, and she was struggling to improve her English. Then she started following design blogs and watching Photoshop tutorials in English. Not only did her English improve, but she also learned new professional skills. Now, she can work with international clients because she learned the technical vocabulary naturally. This approach works because you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're learning about something you care about and improving your English. Your brain doesn't feel like it's studying. It feels like it's exploring and growing. Try this. Think about your hobbies and interests. Now, this week, find 3 pieces of English content about those topics. It could be a YouTube channel, a blog, a podcast, or even just following English-speaking creators on social media. I know, speaking is scary. But here's the truth. You cannot improve your speaking without speaking. It's like trying to learn to swim without getting in the water. But you don't need to jump into the deep end immediately. Start small and build up your confidence. First, try talking to yourself. I know it sounds weird, but it works. Every morning, spend 5 minutes describing your day ahead in English. Today I'm going to work, then I'll have lunch with my friend, and tonight I want to watch a movie. Simple sentences, no pressure. Next, find conversation partners. There are so many free options now. Language exchange apps like HelloTalk or Tandem, online conversation groups, even Discord servers for English learners. Let me share David's story. David from South Korea was terrified of speaking English. He understood everything but froze whenever he had to speak. So he started with baby steps. First week, talk to himself for 5 minutes daily. Second week, record voice messages to himself. Third week, join a beginner-friendly online conversation group for just 15 minutes. Fast forward 6 months, and David is now confident enough to present in English at his job. But it started with those tiny, manageable steps. Remember, everyone makes mistakes when learning a language. Native speakers make mistakes too. The goal isn't perfection, it's communication and progress. Let's talk about something fun, using movies and TV shows to learn English. But I'm going to give you a strategy that actually works, not just watch more Netflix. Here's the smart way to do it. Choose shows or movies you've already seen in your native language. This is crucial because you already know the story, so you can focus on the language instead of trying to understand the plot. Start with subtitles in your native language if you need to, but gradually switch to English subtitles and eventually try to watch without any subtitles at all. My student Sophie from France loved the TV show Friends. She watched the entire series 3 times, first with French subtitles, then with English subtitles, and finally without subtitles. She said by the end, she felt like she was hanging out with native speakers. She picked up so many natural expressions and conversation patterns. But here's the key. Don't just passively watch. After each episode, try to remember and repeat some phrases you heard. Maybe even write them down. Also, choose the right content for your level. If you're intermediate, don't start with complex dramas with heavy accents. Try sitcoms, animated movies, or shows made for younger audiences. The language is usually clearer and more universal. And here's a pro tip. Rewatch the same content multiple times. I know it sounds boring, but each time you watch, you'll catch things you missed before. It's like peeling layers of an onion. Each layer reveals something new. Now let's talk about something that many learners skip, writing. But writing is like a secret weapon for language learning, and here's why. When you write, you have time to think about grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure. It's like speaking in slow motion, which helps you organize your thoughts and build confidence with the language. But don't make it complicated. You don't need to write essays or formal letters. Start simple. Try keeping a daily journal, just 5 minutes every morning or evening. Write about your day, your thoughts, your plans. Use simple sentences. Today was busy. I had 3 meetings. The weather was nice, so I walked home instead of taking the bus. Julia from Italy started doing this, and after a few months, she noticed something amazing. When she spoke English, the words came more easily because she had been practicing organizing her thoughts in English through writing. You can also try writing comments on English YouTube videos, participating in online forums about your hobbies, or even just writing your shopping lists in English. The beautiful thing about writing is that it reinforces everything else you're learning. When you write a word, you're more likely to remember it when you hear it or need to say it. Before we wrap up, I want to share the most important principle of all. Consistency beats intensity every single time. What do I mean? It's better to study English for 20 minutes every day than to study for 4 hours once a week. Your brain learns languages through regular exposure and practice, not through marathon sessions. Think of language learning like physical exercise. If you went to the gym once a week for 5 hours, you wouldn't see much progress. But if you exercise for 30 minutes every day, you'd see amazing results over time. This is why all the tips I've shared today are designed to fit into your daily life. They're not meant to add stress or take up hours of your time. They're meant to become natural habits. Pick 2 to 3 strategies that excite you most from today's episode. Don't try to do everything at once. That's a recipe for burnout. Start small, be consistent, and gradually add more as these become natural parts of your routine. Remember, language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. Every day you do something, even if it's just 10 minutes, you're moving closer to your goal. All right, let's quickly review our speed boosters for English learning. First, make daily listening a habit with content you actually enjoy. Second, try shadowing to improve your pronunciation and natural flow. Third, integrate English into your existing interests and hobbies. Fourth, start speaking, even if it's just to yourself at first. Fifth, use movies and TV shows strategically, with subtitles as training wheels. And finally, write regularly to organize your thoughts and reinforce your learning. But most importantly, remember that consistency is your superpower. Small daily actions create big results over time. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite English learning tip? Maybe you have a strategy that works amazingly well for you, or maybe you want to try one of the methods we discussed today. Drop a comment below and share your experience. What's been your biggest challenge with English learning? And which tip from today are you most excited to try? Also, if this episode helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more content to support your English learning journey. Remember, you're doing something incredible by learning English. It takes courage, dedication, and patience. Be proud of every small step forward and keep going. You've got this. I'll see you in the next episode, where we'll dive into another topic to help you master English faster and with more confidence. Until then, keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and remember, every expert was once a beginner. Take care and happy learning.